Kate and I'm a junior UX designer. Now, if you've got an idea for an app or a website, you don't really want to go out there and pay someone to develop it without doing some testing and getting some feedback from your users. And one way to do this is by creating wireframes. Now, what wireframes are is the most earliest, basic, skeleton, simplest visualization of some of the screens or pages of your app or website that you can show to your users and ask them to give feedback on it and guide you through the process that they would go through from getting from A to B. Now, you don't need to do this for every single page of your app or website, especially not to begin with. But it is a great way to get feedback about whether to put the button there, if you need a button, etc. Now, normally a lot of people suggest you could do this using pen and paper and just scribble out a screen of a phone and buttons, or the screen of a desktop computer, and show this to a user who's sitting next to you and ask them to tell you how they would go through the process, or give them a test. Now, the problem with COVID is we've all got to socially distance, so a lot of that really isn't possible. One solution is using a collaborative design tool called Figma. Now, the beauty of Figma is it's online, it's free, and it's super easy to use. So now I'm going to show you how to create some wireframes really quickly and easily in Figma, and to get them to the stage that you can just test them with users remotely all around the world. First thing you need to do is go onto figma.com and either sign up and log in and use it on your browser, or download it and use the Figma app. Going to want to find a template to create some wireframes. The beauty of Figma is they've got the Figma community, and this is where users of Figma like upload examples of their work, etc. And a lot of people have shared examples of wireframes that you can use. Just make sure you attribute people and check the rights of use. Now, I quite like the lo-fi wireframe kit, so to use it, just press duplicate, and I get a copy here in a tab, and I can just look at the components, copy them, or drag and drop into a new screen. One template I really like is this one. It's the UXflow.pro kit. This is another one that's technically free, but please do give him a donation and remember to attribute him as well. So free download, come to here, purchase again. I have purchased this a few times. Then you get it. And you get a zip file. Now, the thing with zip files is they're not so good for Figma, as I've discovered. So unzip the zip file, go to recent, open the Figma file, and then start dragging and dropping. And this imports the files there. And when it's done, you should see it here. And just click on them. I have used these recently, so you'll see them down here. Open up a new tab, and I don't know, maybe you've got an idea for an app, so you go for the iPhone 8, and you know that you're gonna need 5 screens to get most users from A to B. So you've got this as the template. Oops. And you start dragging and dropping, or cutting and pasting, the elements you want from here into here. So here we've got 5 screens for Sneaker World. Sneaker World is a 3-step purchase site for sneakers or trainers or whatever you want to call them. And, you know, to make it a bit more realistic, I'm going to say that these are for the purchase of second-hand sneakers that people don't want anymore, but you can still use and they're still very wearable. So you might want to test how quick it is for someone to get through this 3-step purchase process and if it's intuitive. So what you want to do is to start adding interactions. So you click on the button and you can get the option for prototype. Here, tap, navigate to, and then you go to the home screen and you do say if you want them to purchase this one. Same again. And you keep doing this for each screen for the app, going through the user flow that you want to test. Click Show Prototype Settings to make sure you start at the login screen, and here you go. Now what you would do is you would share this prototype and send a link to the person you want to test it with, and then you'd have a call with them via Zoom or Google Meet to run through a test, and I will discuss this on the next video. So how it would work is they'd click here, click here, click here, click here, and there you go. That would be the confirmation screen. So obviously this is a bit rough and ready and it's my first video, but I'm going to do some more. They're going to get more polished as I go along, but please share some comments below on what you'd like me to do a video on next, and if you find this useful.